We are continuing with Excel Unit C, Skills Review, Life Insurance Premiums. Moving on to Step 2, we are going to change the font and font sizes. So Step A asks that you select the range of cells containing the column labels. That is the range. Right here in row 4, we are going to change the font to Times New Roman. So we use the drop-down arrow in the font selection part of the ribbon, and we move on to Times New Roman. We're going to increase the font of the still selected range to 12 points. We can do that either by clicking here and looking at the choice and picking 12, or we can actually do it faster by just doing one uptick in the increase font button. We're going to increase the font size of the label in cell A1 to 14 points. So here is cell A1, and we're going to click it to increase it to 14 points. We're going to save our changes and move on to Step 3. We're going to apply bold and italic font styles to cell A1, which is still our selected cell. Bold and italic. We are going to use the Merge and Center button to center life insurance premiums across the range of cells columns A through C. So we select columns A through C, and we come up to our ribbon in the alignments area and click the Merge and Center button. We're going to add the italics font style, and we're going to add bold style to the labels in row 4. So we come back here, we select row 4, and we click our bold button. Using the Format Painter, we are going to copy the format from cell A4 to the range A5 to A10. Here's our Format Painter. We click it once, and then we paint the format onto the remaining cells in this column. Next, we are going to apply the format in cell C10 to cell B14. So while C10 is selected, we click the Format Painter and then click on the cell B14. And you will note the format is now copied. Moving on, turning your page, we change the alignment of cell A10 to right align. So we select cell A10, that's your total cell, and we come up to our alignment area and we click right align. We now select the range of cells containing the column headings, and we are going to center them by clicking the Center Alignment button. We're going to remove the italic style from the life insurance premiums by simply deselecting this, and then we're going to increase the font to size 14. This way is quicker than using the drop-down arrow. We're going to now move the life insurance premium label to cell A3. We do that by moving our cursor to the edge of the line around this cell. Once we do that, we see that the cursor includes a 4-sided arrow. That means we're ready to drag and move. We have now moved this, and we just release. Save your changes. In Step 4, we're going to adjust column width. We're going to resize column C to a width of 10.71 characters. To do this, we select column C, and we go over to Format, and we select column width, and we get a little dialog box that tells us what the current setting is, and we change that to 10.71 and click OK. We're going to resize columns A and B by first selecting them and then going to the Format choice in the cells area of the ribbon and pick Auto Fit Column Width. This will size it to the widest element in an individual column. We are going to clear the contents of cell A13, which is simply the word monthly, and we select it and hit your delete key. We're going to change the text in cell A14 to monthly insurance premiums. The easiest way to do this is to come up into the formula bar and simply edit. So we're going to type monthly insurance, hit the space bar, and click the green checkbox or hit enter to accept this change in the cell text. Now we are going to save the changes once again before we move on to the next step. In step 5, we are going to insert and delete rows and columns. We want to insert a new row between rows 5 and 6. So we are going to insert a new row between rows 5 and 6. To do this, we select row 6 and we come up to the ribbon and select the Insert button in the Cells area. We are now going to select cell 6A and type in the word charity for our new department. And enter. We are going to add 6 employees to this department and enter. You will note the total employees automatically changes. And we are going to use our fill handle to copy the formula for in calculating the total insurance premiums for a department from this cell, from the county cell down to the charity cell by putting our cursor on the fill handle, waiting to see the thick black cross, and simply dragging down. You will note that the total amount of money has also changed. Okay. Now what we are going to do is to add a comment to the cell. You can add a comment in Excel that will not print out but will appear on screen, and someone viewing the screen can note that there is something that you would like them to see. So we do this by clicking on the Review tab, selecting in the Comments area New Comment, and my box shows the word recording because that's the name of this account. If you are logged into your own computer, this will have your name here. And you are going to type New Department. And you're simply going to come on the edge of this box and drag it out of the way so that the comment does not obscure any of the data, and an arrow will automatically show. When you click off the box, the comment goes away, and you have to mouse over this little red triangle to see what the comment is. The little red triangle obviously indicates that there is in fact a comment in this particular cell. Now we're going to add a new column between department and employee columns with the title Family Coverage. So we want to come back to our Home tab, select column B. We want to insert a column, and now we will select our column. Let's see, we will select cell B4 and type in Family Coverage. And enter or green checkbox to accept that. Okay, we are now going to resize this column using AutoFit. And we are going to delete the legal row from the worksheet. We do this by coming out over the row number 7, selects the whole row, and we will come up here to delete sheet rows. We are going to move the value in C14 to B14, and we do this the same way we moved the text life insurance premiums earlier. We select the cell, we place our cursor right on the border of that cell, get the 4-sided arrow, and simply drag to the new location. And at this point, once again, we save our changes. Now moving on to step 6, this is where we're going to try and make it look more interesting. We're going to apply colors, patterns, and borders. We're going to add an outside border around the range A4 to D10. So first we select A4 to D10, and we come up here in our font area, and there is a borders button, and we select outside borders. And that basically puts a border around the whole thing. Now we're going to add a bottom double border to the cells C9 and D9. And again, we come back up here into our borders button in the font area, and we select double bottom border. Okay. We are going to apply the Aqua Accent 5 Lighter 8 fill color to the labels in the department column. Okay, so these are your labels in the department column. Actually, we just want the departments, not the word department. And now we are going to come up here in font, and this is our fill color bucket, and we're going to come down here. We are going to select Aqua, which is out here. And once you hold your cursor on a color for a moment, it will tell you what it is. So you don't have to guess. So here we have Aqua Accent 5. And if we move down one, we get lighter 80%. So we click that, and that changes this range. Moving on, we want to select the range A4 to D4. And we are going to apply Orange Accent 6. So we come up to our fill color bucket, come over to Orange Accent 6, and we're looking for lighter 60%. And we select that. And then we're going to change the color of the font in the range A4 to D4. It's still selected, but now we come to our font color button, and we pick Red Accent 2, darker 25%. And that's accepted. Now we're going to come up to cell A1, and we are going to add a 12.5% gray pattern style to this. To do this, we have to come over to Format in the Cells area, select Format, Cells, and Fill. Normally this is what you'll see when you first open this, and here is our fill choice, and we want a pattern style. The pattern style is the 12.5% gray pattern style, and you mouse over, and the computer tells you this is in fact the style. And don't forget to say OK to accept that. Next, we format the range A14 to B14 with a fill color of dark blue. So we come back to our fill bucket. We are on dark blue, text 2, and we want to go to lighter 40%. While this is still selected, we want to change the font color to white background 1. And we finished with that, so we save our changes. Now the next step is conditional formatting. This will allow us to apply formatting that is specific to a specified condition. So we're going to select the range D5 to D9, and we are going to go to our conditional formatting button, and we want to select something that will highlight a cell if its value is between 150 and 275. So we select the between option, we type in 150 and 275, and what we want the cell to show, if it meets that criteria, is green fill with dark green text. Say OK, and that change is accepted. Now we select the range C5 to C9 and create a conditional format that changes these contents to red text if the number of employees exceeds 10. So conditional formatting, it's another highlight, and we want to select greater than. And if the cell is greater than 10, we would like to select light red fill with red text. No, I think we'll just do red text. And we say OK. And if I deselect, you can see that we now have one cell in red text, and this is, of course, a cell in which the number of employees exceeds 10. Now we're going to select the range C5 to C9. And we are going to put in a gradient bar, a gradient data bar. That we find that in conditional formatting. It's a data bar, and it's gradient fill, and we would like to select the blue one. And what this does is basically give us a bar visual in terms of which cell has a larger number. So it's very easy to eyeball down this column and see which is the smallest number and which is the largest number. The gradient fill is simply decorative. And the last thing we're going to do for number 7 is merge and center the title over columns A1 through D1. Again, we highlight the range where we would like the cells to be merged, and we come up in the alignment area of the ribbon and we select merge and center. Finishing number 7, we save our changes. Now we can do things with our sheet tabs. And right now, we are on Sheet Tab 1, and we'd like to rename this tab. To do this, we right-click it, we select Rename, and we type Insurance Data. The tab now is labeled Insurance Data. We're going to name Sheet 3 Employee Data. So again, we select Sheet 3, we select Rename, and we type Employee Data. We are going to change the Insurance Data tab to red. We do that by clicking on the tab, right-clicking, Tab Color, and again we get the color choice dialog box, and we're going to select Red Accent 2, lighter 40%. Next, you are going to move the employee data sheet so it follows immediately after the insurance data sheet. You do this by simply clicking on the sheet and dragging. You'll see an arrow appear and you release the mouse when the arrow is in the area where you'd like the new tab to be, and there it is. You are now going to make the insurance data tab active, and in cell A20 you are going to type your name, and obviously it will be your name, not mine. We are going to save our changes, and the last thing we do is step 9, we check spelling. And we use the find, and we are going to use the find and select feature to replace the accounting label in cell A5 with accounting legal. So we come up to our ribbon in the editing area and we click find and select, and we select find. And we are going to type in accounting. And we would like that to be replaced with accounting / legal. And we say replace all, and it's completed, and you will note on your sheet that accounting has been replaced by the words accounting / legal. In order to check spelling, you go to the Review tab. There is a spell checker right there, and say yes, and hopefully there are no spelling errors. And please now compare your sheet with what you see in figure C28, and hopefully it looks alike and you are all set. You will submit this as a file attachment. Thank you.